Hello. You may be wondering what's happening here. As you may notice, the desk is empty. There's nothing here. Well, that's not entirely true. I'm going to be titling this video maybe something along the lines of the state of the backlog, perhaps, because I am building up another one. This tends to happen in my habits. So, I have a couple things. I think um, counting kits that I physically have my hands on, as well as kits that are being shipped out, and then kits that I am planning on purchasing very shortly, we will be looking at a total of maybe six-ish kits in the backlog, which sounds like a lot, but, you know, all in due time. I also have another kit that I have more or less kind of finished up actually assembling, but it's not actually done. It needs some more paint work and its water slide decals applied. I'll go ahead and show him to you. This is the Broken Blade Eltimus by Kotobukiya, another Kotobukiya kit, of course. I seem to be on a kick with these Kotobukiya kits. It's a I'll kind of reserve giving any real details or final thoughts until I'm actually finished with it. But for now, you might notice there's kind of like on his collar some white paint work I've done. That's supposed to be on the lower torso as well. I have tried to paint that by hand several times and it just has not worked out. So what I'm going to do is maybe mask that off and attempt to get my airbrush going and just as some practice, because I have not airbrushed anything in quite a while, but as just some practice, probably mask that off and give that a good once over with the airbrush. The other thing, like I mentioned, this guy does come with a set of water slide decals. They're pretty cool. Kotobukiya makes some pretty high quality water slides in my experience. The ones we're looking at are number 3 and number 4. The larger number 4 goes on the figure's shield or kit. It's a shield there. And the number 3, the smaller one, goes on his shoulder pauldron right there. So, like I said, I'll talk more about this guy when it's actually done. But I have done a good bit of paint work on him, mainly the head and some other things, because it mainly just comes molded in black and or gray and yellow plastic. Those are the only two colors you're going to get out of this kit. But it is a pretty interesting kit. I have some thoughts on it that I will share once it's finished, but it is interesting nonetheless. That's one of the things I have going right now. The next thing, you'll have to pardon me, I suppose this was inevitable that we would have Gundam kits on here at some point. They are a major part of this hobby, and I mean, I have grown up watching the Gundam anime series, numerous anime series, whatever. But this is from G-Quux, the most recent one, and it was a show I really enjoyed, and I love the mecha designs. They're done by Ikuto Yamashita, the man who designed the Evangelions. I'm sure you may be familiar with those. But this is number 3 in the line. I've already built 1 and 2. As you can see, it is numbered 3 right there, weirdly enough. 1 and 2 being the G-Quux itself and the Red Gundam. I've built both of those. I really like both of them. I think this is easily the best high-grade lineup that Bandai has ever done, at least in quite a while. I usually do not purchase high-grade kits because they're not quite... They're a little bit, like, basic to me, but these kits have been proven me wrong just because it's so neat to have Ikuto Yamashita design work that is so easily accessible other than Evangelions. And I just adore all the mecha designs from this series. I love that this is just such an odd thing. If you're not familiar with G-Quux, it's set and it is with 6 U's. They've just kind of stylized that because reasons. G-Quux is set in an alternate timeline where Zeon wins the One-Year War, and they do so because Char succeeds in capturing the RX-78 Gundam and the White Base at Side 7. And so what ends up happening is this is a Zeon mobile suit, despite the appearance and colorations. Zeon decides to cancel the original MS-14 Gelgoog and instead reverse engineers the captured Gundam and develops the GMS-01 Gelgoog. And, you might be thinking that this doesn't really look like a Gelgoog, and you'd be right. There are some nods to the Gelgoog's design, mainly the face there has that kind of snout and the piping. There is also kind of like a distinct design language. It's might be kind of difficult to notice. It's kind of subtle, but there is a distinct design language that differentiates Xeon mobile suits from Federation-made mobile suits in G-Quux. I'll talk more about that when I actually build this, because one of the key details is particularly in the leg and arm structures. Oop, my monitor's just turned off. It's really interesting, and this kit, you'll have to forgive me, this is a little bit difficult to do one-handed. Kit itself, oh, there we go, I'll just stick that back. Okay, you know what? The kit itself is, I haven't really opened it and looked at the parts too much in detail, but you get your usual Bandai fare, a pretty decent color separation and matching. You get a single marking sticker. It's pretty difficult to see, but it's a little witch on a broom, and it says, "And death shall have no domain." That's in reference to the pilot of this particular Gelgoog. I believe it is present on its shoulder in the anime. The other thing that was really, really interesting is, as you can see right here, its visor is a solid kind of dark blue piece, and that's really odd. So I would suggest, if you want it to be more vibrant, as if it is a translucent part, like it is implied to be in the anime, I would recommend maybe painting that. And I might do just that, because there are no other stickers in this kit, as far as I can tell. Not that I've seen. I don't think it's perfectly color accurate to the animation model. You will probably have to do some painting. But this is a super neat kit. It does include this little wire attachment that they use in the anime, as you can see here in these various poses, which is kind of neat. It says lead wire, but I don't think it's actually lead. It does come with 2 beam spray guns and 2 beam saber blades. The beam saber does have a little gimmick where you can actually plug both beam sabers into the end of the hilt to kind of replicate as like kind of a nod to the original Gelgoog, which had a dual-bladed beam naginata. But it's a really neat looking design, and I'm quite excited to finally have it. These have been kind of hard to come by with the current shipping situation from Japan, and the fact that like when they were launched, it was just, you know, scalpers were buying these things up and pre-ordering them. But this actually showed up at my local hobby shop, and I was super excited, so I grabbed it. Likewise, you have to excuse me while I set that down. We have a second G-Quux kit. This one I was actually able to get from Amazon, and this is a more traditional Xeon-esque mobile suit. It is a Xeon mobile suit. This is Xavier's Gyan Hakuji. This appears kind of later in the show. And it is a very dramatic redesign of the original Gyan from the original Mobile Suit Gundam. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you, this is significantly better looking than the original Gyan. That thing is kind of doofy looking. The idea is that it looks like a knight. And the artwork is interesting. You do get a very large spear and a display base to hold up the spear. It is pretty cool. It's got the beam kind of rapier, whatever, that the original Gyan has. It also has the shield mine deploy system, except for it opens up, unlike the original Gyans, which were just holes in the shield. More stuff. This is number 7. There's other kits in the line I still do not have yet. I hope to maybe do a complete. I'm not sure. But it would be nice to do a complete set, full HG set. Again, I have looked at the insides of this a little bit. This kit is actually pretty sticker heavy, unfortunately. All of the gold coloring you see on this kit are stickers. So, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them. I apologize, I'm going to have to try and open this here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use the gold stickers. I might try and make masks. Oop, there's my fingers. I may try and make some masks to kind of make a paint scheme from it. But if we look at this here, You can see, yeah, that's a really big, really big sticker sheet, but there's just a lot of white, or large spear component. Lots of white and gray. Clear yellow for the beam saber blades. Those look nice. Shield parts. Some darker gray for frame components and joints. And clear for the base, more gray. And a manual. This doesn't have any of the G-Quux style like marking stickers that a lot of the other kits have. Instead, that seems to be taken up solely by the gold foil stickers here, which I've watched some reviews about this kit, and they've said that the way the hips are designed, which these large kind of X-shaped stickers go on, tend to just want to scrape those off. So my thought process is that I might go ahead and get one of those Molotov, I think is the name of the brand, they're Polish, liquid chrome paint pens in the gold color, and then like make some masks that kind of trace these and just paint it with that. Or a gold Sharpie. I've done that with plenty of, back in the day when I would get the, like with my MG Sinanju and a lot of the sleeves mobile suits, I would just take a gold Sharpie and fill in the, ornate kind of sleeves and collar pieces on those mobile suits. I don't have anything on hand to really show you. Also, you do get a single Xeon sticker and a pink sticker for the mono eye. I'm probably going to paint that as well. I don't see any reason not to. As far as I know, it's on a ball joint as well, so you can move the mono eye around as much as you would like within its head, which is a nice feature. Yeah, again, just like some more stuff here. Moves, shield opens. Apologize, the light is reflecting pretty heavily off of that. Has its own little stand. Pretty straightforward. And there's an unpainted sample with just stickers. So, again, not perfectly color matched, but I think this is a pretty cool kit. You do get a lot of stuff, and it's pretty reasonably priced, being sub $30, which is pretty awesome. Again, my only complaint really being with these G-Quux kits is that they are using that softer plastic that really does not like paintwork and panel lining. And it kind of degrades quickly. My Red Gundam and G-Quux have not really like gone floppy or anything bad like that yet, but time will tell. But yeah, really excited to build these. And that's kind of all I've got for you present physically. I'm going to get started on working on these and you know, try and keep my mind off of the ongoing war and other things. But I hope you're having a better time than me. Anyway, I'm gonna go now.